Good morning. Greetings, everybody. I want to welcome you here to the Prog Monster. My name is Murph. I am the host of this show, a show dedicated to progressive rock and other forms of rock music. So we're back fairly early today for an episode of Playlist. It won't come out till noon, but I'm going to record it earlier because the Jackhammer guys are probably going to start in about an hour, and I don't want to be trying to compete with them for sound. Anyways, Playlist is a show that I do once a month, kind of as a offset to a new album's purchase, which is a show I do at the end of the month. So I do this one in the middle of the month, I do that one at the end of the month. Purpose of this show is just to go over what I normally listen to or what I have been listening to for the past month. So as most of you know who watch this regularly, I have a 20 album playlist which I go through like continuously. It just keeps going, and the only thing that happens is some albums come out and some new ones go in. And usually I give you those albums. I tell you about which ones came out, which ones came in. Also, I give you at the end of the episode a 5 favorite albums, which I do every month that I do this. And generally speaking, I always talk about what it is that I've been listening to. As far as what I like to do is take the entire discography of a group, or at least the ones that I own, and go through them and listen to them. So what I was doing, so we'll start with that. So what I have been listening to is I went through, of course, my entire Judas Priest discography because I was doing an episode of my Judas Priest collection on my metal show, which is Hammer of the Gods. And after I finished that, I did the BTO discography that I own. Actually, I'm still waiting for the other two to come. They haven't come, but I did it anyways. But I listened to all the albums that BTO released in the 1970s, and then I ranked them all for that show, which is my 70s hard rock ranking show. So those are two of the things that I listened to. Another one was a suggestion by Ben when we were during one of the episodes. I think it might have been Into the Progverse, where he was talking about having bought the entire 10cc collection. So I started listening to that online. I'm up to the third album now. So I generally do is I'll just work my way through until I'm just done. Just want to get familiar with all of the albums to see if this is a group I'm into. They're quite a bit softer and almost, I wouldn't call them dance music at all, but they're definitely more of a pop rock band. But I'm kind of enjoying the discography of the band. I didn't know they had so many albums. Anyways, so that's another thing I'm listening to. And then the last thing is the newest, because we're going to do an album ranking this Wednesday for favorites, will be my Doors collection. So I've been listening to the entire Doors collection again. 3 of the albums have already gone through my playlist. The other 3 haven't, but I feel familiar enough with the entire discography to do a ranking on it. So we're going to do that for next Wednesday. So that's pretty much it for the listening part. Also, the other thing is I'm doing a new show which will come out later today, which is we're just going to talk about. I'm going to talk about 5 albums that have recently come out, like this week, that I think that I may want to explore more. So that's what I'm going to be doing for later today, and so I'll be listening to some of that stuff as well. So that's it for what I've been listening to, basically. And then now we'll just talk a little bit about the playlist. So on my playlist, 2 albums have come out since the last list. So it's been about 4 weeks now, a month now. And 2 albums have come out. This one from Yes, Magnification. I initially really liked this a lot, and it just didn't hold up as much as I thought it would. So I kind of decided that it wasn't going to go any further up the list or anything like that, so I took it out after I think about 3 months, maybe 3 months. And then this one, Fireball, which did very well initially and was right up there for the first 3 months, I guess. Hard rock albums do this for me. They usually come out of the gate really strong and then fade very quickly. They're like blue stars, I guess you might want to call them. Anyways, this one was on the playlist for, I think, maybe 7 months. Sounds about right. It's about 7 months. So the first month or so kind of was working its way up, and then from about the second month through to maybe the 5th month was really pretty dominating on the thing, and then just has not stayed as course since then. So it's kind of faded out. So I decided to pull it out before it got burned out. The 2 albums replacing them on the playlist. One of them I've listened to its entirety a couple times now since it's been on the list, which is this Live Eloy. I think this is a great album. I expect this album to do well on my playlist. And then this one, which is new. I've had it for about 2 weeks now. No, 2 weeks? Yeah, maybe 2 or 3 weeks. The Revenge of Alice Cooper. So what I normally do, because I did a review on this album, at least I think I've done the review. Or is that tonight? That might be tonight's episode. So let me look here. Yeah, so we're reviewing this album tonight. Sorry, I thought I already did it, but I didn't. So we will be reviewing this album tonight. I've listened to it maybe 5-6 times. Every time I listen to it, I like it more. This is a very strong album by a band that has a lot of strong albums. If they'd stayed together, I'm pretty sure be one of the top bands of all time. Just putting out tons of stuff. Even the Alice Cooper solo stuff is good, but I think this is special. This particular album I think is going to do very well with me this year. So Alice Cooper's Revenge of Alice Cooper, their first group album together as Alice Cooper again in more than 50 years. So check it out if you haven't. It's well worth it. Anyways, the next thing we're going to do is I will give you my top 5 albums for the month. I'll give them to you first in reverse order, and then give them to you the other way around. So coming in at 5th is Greenslade's Bedside Manners Are Extra. That's the bottom album here. So their second group album or second studio album. I like it. I don't know if I like it as much as the first one. When I initially listened to all 4 of the studio albums that I bought, I thought each one got a little bit better. This one, so far, it's been about even. So I'm curious to see. But it's made my top 5, so that's good. Next up, in the 4th spot, this album's really come on over the last two weeks or so. Remember the Future. Just really strong album. I don't know if it's as good as the first 2, because those are my 2 favorites, but it's definitely going to challenge them for that. So it's number 4. Number 3 has really come on as well. Really liking this a lot since I did the Iron Maiden thing recently. The Book of Souls, also the new Iron Maiden Judas Priest series, which I ran all week, Monday to Friday. Gave me another chance to listen to it. Just a fantastic album, I think. Next up, number 2, the debut album from the Klaatu. I like this a lot. Some people say it's just Klaatu, not the Klaatu, but it sounds kind of funny to just call it Klaatu. But I guess that's what it is, so that's what you got to call it, right? This is a from top to bottom strong album. Probably would be number 1 on my playlist, if not for this album, which is now in its, I think it's pretty close to, if not at 8-9 months. It's been on my playlist for 9 months. All these Gentle Giant albums stay on forever. They just get stronger. This one has been arguably my favorite album for 3-4 months now. Had a little spell there where it started to slip and the Subterranea took over, but generally speaking, it's back in number one, and strong album. Maybe end up being my favorite of their albums. Hard to say, they've got so many good ones. So that's my top 5 for the month for my playlist. So I'll just give them to you in reverse order. Gentle Giant's Octopus. I do have the other version now too. The Klaatu debut album, which is the Sunshine one there, or the Sunflower one, whatever you want to call it. Iron Maiden's Book of Souls is number 3. Number 4, Nectar's Revenge. Remember the Future. And last but not least, Green Slade's it says Bedside Manners are extra, which is this one here. So it's a 2-4 album spot. Anyways, I hope you've enjoyed this episode of Playlist. It will come out at noon today, and I hope to see you all next week for next month for another episode of Playlist. So take care, and we will see you later tonight. We have 2 episodes still to go. The new show that I'm getting dry here. So yeah, we have 2 episodes coming out later. One is a new episode on where I will pick 5 albums that have come out this week that are of interest to me and maybe of interest to you. And the other episode, of course, is What's New, which will feature a Revenge of Alice Cooper, which we already talked about. So hopefully we will see you for those 2 episodes. Take care. Have yourself a good day, a good evening, and goodbye here from Prog Monster.